Hope all is well in your end. Protect your energy because not everybody's serving your time. It's the thought process of me. Hold on, excuse me 1 second. Thought process. You working today? It's working. You ever had to reevaluate your thought process and really do a woosah within doing a woosah, trying to reevaluate your thought process and know you're not bugging out? When it comes to customer service supposed to be doing their job, when it comes to false advertisement. No, for real, it's the thought process for me. You ever had to do documentations for somebody or whatever the case may be, and they ask you for it to be on time? You know, timing is very important. No, for real, because when it comes to timing, they can close whatever, or they just stop your case whenever they feel like it, or they say, you know what, I don't want to move forward with documentations with you at the end of the day. It be the thought process of me. How you show up for somebody else's job that don't want to do their job, and you did your part by filling out the application. It's the thought process for me. You ever submitted documentations to somebody or whatever the case may be, and had to reevaluate your life and reevaluate your thought process, saying to yourself is, I'm going to do this on time. I'm going to do it right now. Get this out of my thought process. I ain't got to worry about it. A year later, hey, ma'am, sir, how you doing? We never received your documentations. You a lie. You a lie, you a lie, you a lie. Not only did I send it through mail, I expressed it through email too. It's the thought process for me. No, because you start to reevaluate your thought process and say to yourself is, I know these folks is not playing with my intelligence today. I really know they not. It's the thought process of me. Because, ma'am, sir, you're the same person that I had spoke to the last time of speaking of this arrangement at the end of the day. You said, hey, it's the thought process for me. You know what you should do today? Hey, take these documentations. When you fill it out, send it to the email. Be quicker. I can get it. And we can remember this never happened. It be the thought process for me. I see what you said. It would never remember when it happened. So you trying to say now your memory's all jacked up and you can't remember what you said when you said what you said. Send it to email. Hold on. You start to reevaluate your thought process. Am I even speaking to the right person? Because now they sound so delusional. It be the thought process for me. When they sitting there trying to evaluate their whole thought process and say to themselves is, I got busted. I see the email right here. The date and the time. Oh, they acknowledged it. Oh, my supervisor gonna get me. Because they've been told me to finish this. And it's been over how many months now? Oh, my God. My deadline was yesterday. Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to be part of your process now? I got to do it over. Oh. Yo. Then you start to reevaluate your thought process and ask them, so where's my documentations at the end of the day? So they inquire, hey, you know what, let me reevaluate my life real quick and I'll get back to you on that. Yeah. Oh, you know when you don't forget at the end of the day when someone try to psych you out your thought process, because it's a mental thing that's going on now because someone just try to play in your face and you heard what they said when they said what they said, and then they have the audacity to send something in the mail saying that they never received your documentations. When they at? Oh, black and white don't lie. The email. I got the date, the timing. What else you need? You want your forward and back and forth with me? You want the whole conversation? One time for the one time so you can reevaluate your life? It's still there on my end, so you gotta find your email. It's the thought process of me. So now what you gonna say? This is a new thing that y'all delete emails? Oh, so you mean to tell me on my behalf it says that you received it because you're responding to me. So now I gotta do all of this other stuff on top of stuff just to prove my innocence. It's the thought process for me. So what happened to virtual mail? It's the thought process for me. What happened to the application, ma'am? Listen, I said I'll get back to you. It really be the thought process for me. Like, you show up to be a good citizen, right? A good consumer, to come out your comfort zone and start your day and be so motivated and it be the thought process for me when someone try to suck you out your eyes like your thought process and you're afraid of your pocket at the end of the day. Cause why? They don't want to do their job. false advertisement at the end of the day. You talk about your false advertisement customer service ratings at the end of the day. It be the thought process of me. Ma'am, sir, who sent you? No, just do your job. Us, the consumers, want you to do your job. It's the thought process of me. Like, ma'am, sir, you clock in, you reevaluate your life at the door, and say, you know what, today's gonna be a good day. Yes, 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 yes. And get to work. That's it. That's all you gotta do is get to work. Hello, us the consumers. We're waiting for you. Do your job. Yo, it really be the thought process of me. Like, people do way too much. Like, ma'am, sir, if you didn't want to clock in at the end of the day, it's so many other people who's waiting for your spot, your opportunity at the end of the day. Yeah. And they would do it so much better, and they would do it with so much care. And actually acknowledge, you know what, hey, I leave my problems at home. But when I show up to work, I'm going to respect the consumer. It's the thought process for me. It's the thought process of me. You know, it don't make no sense that being a consumer and going into an environment or dealing with an establishment, regardless at the end of the day, why we gotta get disrespected? Why we gotta be put in situations where we gotta be repeating ourselves multiple times, and then they're taking our energy as we're being frustrated and we being aggressive and all this toxic behavior within toxic behavior because they don't want to do their job. Okay, it's the thought process for me. Like, for real, like, us, the innocent people, we would love for y'all to leave us alone. No, for real. I'm talking for the people in the back, too. It's the thought process for me. Nah, for real, like, y'all be doing way too much. Like, customer service is not for everybody. It's not. It's not. And a lot of jobs are not for a lot of people, too, to be interacting face-to-face with a lot of people. It's not. But dang, you can't communicate over the phone either? It's the thought process for me. Ooh, Rachel. Oh. Like, ma'am, sir, you don't even have nobody next to you besides yourself. You're that mad at yourself? Oh, Lord, take the wheel. What's wrong with these people? It be the thought process for me. Like, ma'am, sir, just do your job. You know, it's really a lot of people who would love to do your job and would do it better than you with no excuses. And without having to disrespect the consumer because you don't want to do your job or manipulate the consumer because you don't want to do your job. And because the consumer is inquiring about certain information or whatever the case may be, and the consumer is not being aggressive towards you, you want to put a narrative of a description of your delusional ass mindset as to that you're going to play the discrimination card today and label this person because this is how you feel today. Or maybe because you're just threatened by this person's energy that they can conduct themselves as a mature adult. Or a mature person doesn't matter. It's the thought process for me. Ma'am, sir. Or because you didn't want to clock in. Or because you decided to clock in into someone else's clock and have this negative energy that you could have left at the door before you clocked in. You said you wanted the opportunity to do better and more, to become your best self-vision of yourself, but you only stopped yourself from elevating. All because you had a misunderstanding self-date with yourself, trying to find balance within balance, putting your trauma and your pain on an innocent person. You're the consumer. You're supposed to be clocked in today as a customer service rep, but you don't even know how to do your job today. It be the thought process for me. How they project all this negative energy and put it into the universe at the end of the day when an innocent person's trying to show up for themselves. It'd be the thought process for me. Wow. Yeah, it really be a thought process for me. Just because you have your problems that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, you got to find balance within yourself to show for yourself. And I say that respectfully. Because an innocent person does not deserve your lack of your work ethics when you showing up for work. When you're supposed to be doing your job, and then you try to project this negative energy on an innocent person, the consumer, and you can't even respect yourself to respect the consumer, then you start to paint a narrative as to your delusional mindset as to this is what I want to label them today. Or because they decide to speak up for themselves today. It be the thought process for me. It doesn't matter what establishment it could possibly be. Respect is a two-way street, and I say that respectfully. Wow, that may go over a lot of people's heads. When it comes to respect, if you don't know how to respect yourself, how you gonna respect the next person when you half-stepping with yourself and you half-stepping with the next person? It's not gonna make sense. That's not an equal exchange. It's not even having proper self-awareness for yourself. To know your worth, to know your value at the end of the day. That going into a place of business and going back and forth with words with someone that is respecting you and you're taking their energy as a threat, regardless if it's a consumer or the customer service rep. It doesn't matter what title description you are at the end of the day. When showing up for yourself, it doesn't matter. Everybody deserves to be treated with respect. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a community and a village to be at peace within and to respect each other. They make it make sense. Ma'am, sir. Just because what you got going on in your day-to-day life, at the end of the day, if you can't show up for you, how you showing up for someone else's payroll? It be the thought process for me. You're projecting negative energy on someone else's time. Not realizing that you can actually rewind time and reevaluate your thought process when really reevaluating your thought process to get in one with yourself. To understand, like, hey, not only do I just need time today, but I need someone to respect me to know at the end of the day, my pain and my trauma, I didn't allow myself to heal within. I'm displaying it to the universe in the most toxic way. I can confide in my boss, but my boss won't understand where I'm coming from today. These little few days of vacation time ain't no vacation to me. It be the thought process for me when you really need that mental sit down within a break of finding yourself in the most healthiest way. But when they don't understand that, just get to work. You put more on top of yourself, but then put on top of yourself when it comes to your pain and dealing with everybody else's trauma. Allowing it to display. Saying to yourself, you're hurting your own self with your own words, trying to display something that you're truly not. Trying to find yourself. You know, sometimes that happens. You could be there for everybody else, but then who's there for you? When it gets quiet and you try to reevaluate your thought process. How you possibly reevaluate your thought process? And everybody just keep asking you for stuff, doing stuff for you. I need you to do me this favor. You got me on this? Then when they don't understand your cries, when you crying out for help, you think you're the strong person. You know, that strong friend. Doesn't matter who you are at the end of the day. When you that strong person, when do you find balance for yourself? When do you not stop to realize that, hey, I can't hurt myself with my own words today. The energy hit different. Trying to find balance within balance, trying to show for yourself. Don't know which way to turn. Confiding in all the wrong people. Finding balance within balance. Showing up for yourself today. Fighting against being at peace with yourself. Dealing with your trauma, your pain. It's a battle within a battle. Showing up for yourself today. But understanding to choose your best self vision of yourself to elevate. Because you said you wanted to choose your best self vision of yourself, not overlook yourself. Yeah, that energy hit different today. Not allowing the enemy to display the behavior with the toxic behavior to allow you to believe it was the norm of the norm and it never was the norm. Not showing up today. Yeah, that energy hit different. They can't recognize who you are today. You know, sometimes in life you don't even realize you're projecting your hurt, your pain on an innocent person sometimes. Because you're so caught up in your own ways. Or it just became the norm of the norm that you allowed your pain to allow you to be so blindsided within showing up for yourself today. That energy hit different. When you remove that mask to get in tune with yourself in the most healthiest way, you're not overlooking yourself because you understand the tools that God installed within you to show up for another day. You know, self-awareness, self-healing, self-respect, self-peace, self-control, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-love, self-worth, self-patience, healthy boundaries, healthy balance. So you can elevate to become your best self vision of yourself. Because you matter. You do. You matter. Your most darkest days, you don't know who to confide in. You have your moments within your moments of showing up for yourself, the days that you take that mask off, trying to get in tune with yourself and say, you know what? I went from wanting to skip those no days off to finding balance within imbalance and understanding my healing today. You know, when it starts with trauma healing, it will never be an overnight process. Never. It will never be an overnight process. Because you have to be mentally ready to start your healing within, to show up for yourself in the most healthiest way. When they overlooked you, when they gave up on you. Be your best self vision of yourself. Don't allow someone to dim your light because they don't see your worth. Or they just out here not wanting you to become your best self vision of yourself in the most healthiest way to elevate faster than them. When it was never a competition. But when you clock it into somebody else's clock at the end of the day, be mindful and be more respectful to know at the end of the day, don't allow your trauma, your pain, and your misunderstanding days to put that projection on an innocent person who's not deserving of that today. All because you don't want to do your job. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process for me. If you don't want to do your job, somebody else will. It'd be the thought process for me. It's something about being a hater in disguise. Not even a little bit. It's the thought process for me. But good customer service, it should be the best customer service. Especially when you have a slogan behind it saying that you respect your neighbor, but you're showing otherwise. Someone's giving you their time and day as well as you're giving them your time and day at the end of the day. It's supposed to be an even exchange when it comes to respect and understanding the assignment within assignment of you doing your job. It'd be the thought process for me. Hello to your job. I'm gonna wrap this video up real quick. I truly appreciate your time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe remaining week. Protect your energy because not everybody's serving your time. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. You know, maybe trauma was endured with you from a child point of view, maybe being sexually assaulted, dealing with domestic violence, sickness. You put a name to your book, it went into your adulthood, you know, dysfunctional family members and, you know, violence and trauma on top of trauma, and unhealthy, whatever was unhealthy to you and wasn't for you. And it became something that it allows you to become, it allows you to turn into pain and trauma and allow you to have the right self-awareness within yourself. If that was ever installed within you, for you not to be able to show up for yourself because of trauma, regardless of a child point of view going into your adulthood, you matter. You matter. You do, you matter. Regardless to what job you're on, don't matter where you work at. You matter. You do. And sometimes them folks, they overlook you. They don't see your work. They don't see that you may just need those a few days off because you need it mentally. But don't allow yourself to put yourself in a situation where it becomes too much to bear. And you can't wear that mask but for too long. Because it starts to appear. You start to be sick within being sick. Mentally, physically. And then you realize you're putting all that weight on yourself. Trying to find balance. All because you allowing your trauma to be masked away. Because you don't know how to confront your trauma. You don't know how to go within and do the right healing. Because it's not rushed. It's not forced. And you have to be mentally ready to face your reality of who you truly are at the end of the day. To know that you are worthy. They hurt you. They overlooked you. They allowed your pain to allow you to feel that you was not worthy of yourself. But you matter. You do. And never allow someone to dim your light because of a misunderstanding conversation. Because of a misunderstanding they didn't see your worth. Don't allow someone to dim your light. And don't put that projection on an innocent person who's not deserving of that. And I say that respectfully. Because you wouldn't want someone to do that to you when you show up for yourself in an environment or an establishment. You wouldn't want someone to do that to you. You matter. You matter, you matter, you matter. Be patient with yourself. Don't hurt yourself with your own words. And understand at the end of the day, the consumer is not your problem. You make it your problem when you make it the consumer's problem at the end of the day, saying that the consumer is the problem. And when they're being respectful towards you. And just because you're not understanding of someone's tone today doesn't mean they're trying to be aggressive or argumentative towards you. It be the thought process of me, ma'am, sir. It's a misunderstanding within the misunderstanding. No need to go against your neighbor today. Or to allow you to say that, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this today. All because you put a projection out there because you couldn't understand someone's tone today. It be the thought process of me. Because that happens with a lot of misunderstandings. It be the thought process of me. It don't matter about your culture. It don't matter about your sexual orientation. It don't matter. You matter, you matter, you matter. Especially when you don't have malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself or others around you. It's called respect, neighbor. And respect is a two-way street. Because then, with life itself, it's like being in an unhealthy relationship. You go to work with your problems. And not realizing you're displaying your behavior towards the consumer that doesn't not deserve that energy towards you. From at the end of the day, it don't matter where you just came from. And you put your problems on an innocent person. And all they trying to do is just show for themselves today. Respect is a two-way street. The consumer respects the representative as customer service, and the customer service respects the consumer. It's a two-way street. Not going against each other, regardless of your culture. At the end of the day, it's called respecting each other with no malicious intentions. It's the thought process for me. It's one thing when someone is going against you with words to understand to hang up the phone and understand at the end of the day as you repeat it, this is a recorded line. This is a recorded line. So you understood the guidelines when reevaluating your thought process that no one disrespected the guidelines. When it came to respect, wow, when someone says respect, respect your neighbor, at the end of the day, you get it mistaken as a joke within a joke. Who are you today? It be the thought process of me. I could respect my neighbor can't respect me. It be the thought process for me. You know, respect is a two-way street. If you can't respect your neighbor at the end of the day, no need to exchange words within unhealthy words. Stay in your own lane. But if you can't show up for your job and you wanted to project that negative energy towards an innocent person, you want to project that negative energy towards an innocent person, it's unhealthy. It's extremely unhealthy. They say, why you can't leave innocent people alone? You be doing a little bit too much at the end of the day for your own good. It be the thought process for me. Like, listen, misery loves company, it be knocking at your door. Misery loves company, it be knocking at your door. Misery loves company, it be knocking at your door. It be the thought process for me. Thought process for me. Gotta go. Nah, but you are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve to be treated with respect. 365 days with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself or others around you. Protect your energy because not everybody's having a good time. Actually, preach your time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe remaining week. Have a safe weekend. Never allow hate and disguise or personal malicious intentions. Like you watch your thought process, letting your freedom, your pockets, or your eyesight. Like I said, this page ain't for everybody, but God is good, and God said there are better days ahead. Respectfully, I actually appreciate your time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day, have a safe weekend, and have a safe week ahead of you. Protect your energy, because not everybody's having your time. It's the thought process for me. Hello, gotta go. Now you genuine love, respect.